Hello, 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 guys. Good morning. If you watch us later on in YouTube, maybe it will be good evening, perhaps good afternoon. But anyway, you are welcome for our Saturday Yoroi Dojo interview. Today we have an amazing sensei from a different part of our country, and I'm very glad to host this excellent sensei. At the end of the interview, we're going to reserve, as usual, few minutes for you guys making your questions. Or if later on the YouTube channel you decide to have your question, please comment below and we will indeed try to reply. So right now, guys, I just will try to switch on here the live for Instagram, and I just will try to welcome my Instagram friends. Hello, guys. Good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. Bom dia. I really welcome you guys from Instagram, and we are live on YouTube. What I'm trying to do here for you guys is just, if you guys are from Instagram and don't have ourselves in our channel, don't forget to add us and subscribe to our channel later on. And if you don't have a time right now, no worries, try to follow it from Instagram as well. So I'm Sensei Anderson from Yoroi Dojo, and today we're gonna interview Teen from Killarney Judo. I have him already on the other side of the line. And guys, as usual, we are just normal, regular senseis here trying to cooperate with you guys that are from home, like we are. If any issue by all means happens, please forgive us. And if you get our internet shut down, no worries. Later on, you'll be able to watch the replay because I'm gonna upload that to our YouTube channel and Facebook. If from our end some technical issue happens, please excuse us because we are not professional and we are just trying to cooperate with the community. So I hope you guys enjoy, and with you guys right now on the other line, I just will add Sensei Team. Hey
Hi, everyone.
Sensei, hello.
Hey, hey, Sensei.
Good
How are
morning
you?
to you. Dia Huit,
Good
I think,
morning.
isn't it? Dia Huit.
Sorry?
Uh, Sensei, I just will ask you a few couple things just for we keep in touch on the platform because sometimes technology really tricks us. And I would like first to know if you can hear me, if you can hear my voice.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can also hear you. That's a good sign. That's very positive. Is the music background sound too low or too high for you that maybe hinders your voice, or is everything
No,
fine?
it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, First of all, I thank you so much for your time, and I know, although it seems that we are not very busy, we have plenty things to sort out indoors. And I don't know if you're a parent like myself, we have the little ones to help, and the parents and all things like everyone else there. Very busy, and I really appreciate your time. As I say to my students and to my friends, time is one thing that we never get back. So it's really important to know where to invest, and also appreciate those that invest time on you. You can run after money. You may can
Yeah.
recover your health status, but the time you only can catch up later on if you record it. But not really, you're not gonna really get it back. So
No.
guys,
Right.
with you today, I have Sensei Team Kelly. And Sensei, I would like you, please. We have, before I go ahead, we have around 50 minutes to round up this interview. If anything happens, like I had many issues in the previous interview, I will try to get back. Hold on tight that if
Yeah.
you can. If you can't, thanks so much. I appreciate your time anyway. And then we do what we can, okay? And later on, if you want to watch it, it's gonna be recorded on YouTube. and also will be saved on Facebook. The reason why I didn't get that on Instagram is because many students doesn't use Instagram, and later on we can share from YouTube to all this platform. With you guys today, Sensei Teen introducing himself.
Hi, I'm Tim from Killarney. I'm a second dan black belt. I've been doing judo since I was 6 years old, so this is going to be my 20th year this September. I am currently the Munster chairperson as well, so I'm trying to develop all the clubs in Munster so that we can better work together and promote judo in Ireland.
Awesome, Sensei. Sensei, sorry to interrupt you a little bit. Just for those the audience that doesn't know what monster terminology means, guys, we are in Ireland, the the beautiful green island, and he's gonna tell you guys what monster means. So it's not a monster; it's monster. It's a county. So please explain us, Sensei.
Yes, no problem. So Ireland is divided into four key provinces. You've got Leinster, which contains Dublin, Connacht, which is Galway, Ulster, which is Derry, Belfast, and Munster composes of seven different counties. So you've got Kerry, Cork, Limerick, Clare, Tipperary, and I'm definitely blanking on someone here. But we're all trying to work together because we want to, as a stepping stone, we want to develop our kids so they're a bit better than what we were beforehand. Like one of my favorite quotes from Jigger Cano is, "You want to be better than yesterday." So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build on the foundation so the kids are going to be better than us someday. The sooner they beat us, the better.
Great point of view. That's awesome. That's the way we keep evolving. We keep constantly getting better and better, and then that's also make part of the Jita way. So the mutual benefit. Everyone get benefited because if you are stronger, we have people to train that are stronger than us. If we try to keep up with the pace or with the training, you can get stronger than here or the same level. And as a nation or as a team, we progress together. Awesome, Sensei. And Sensei, where you mentioned all these uh, monster, forgive me if I don't use the right terminology, but that's a, let's say, a pack of lots of counties that constitute one area. So in this area, you have obviously your local dojo, and the dojo, for those that are not judokas and doesn't know the terminology, we call it our temple. So it's the place where we reserve ourselves from the outside activity. We focus on our development of our body, technique, and spirituality in judo, let's say. So where is your dojo, Sensei? If anyone like myself one day go there and want to visit your dojo.
Okay, so my dojo with the club is in Killarney, just outside the town, just on the Cork side. And then for the Munster squads, we typically hold them just in Macroom, which is halfway between Killarney and Cork City. So that way all clubs can come to visit us, train, and we do those Munster squads every 2 months. Well, every 2 months before COVID-19, and that's a
Oh,
great way of getting the kids to work together, and then the adults as well for competitions. We held our last Munster squad uh, the week before the Galway Open. So everyone who was training to compete in the Galway Open, at least they got a good experience doing plenty of sparring with other judokas a week beforehand so that they were primed and ready. And two of the senior members who attended that Munster squad both got gold in under 73 and under 90 then the following week. So I think all our practice has
awesome.
paid off.
Very good, guys. We technology and modernity is very funny because this video that we are recording right now maybe will be watched when we pass away, like 24, hopefully 50 years. Maybe you guys will watch live, or maybe we watch tomorrow. So for the guys, the little ones or the grown-up ones that doesn't know what a handori or free sparring means, the sensei on the other line was just mentioning for us that this is a way we try to practice or have a free time to practice our technique that we learned in the training itself. And it was amazing that we had kids, girls, Girls, the flower of our tatamis. Please join us. You are the power. You are the power. Join us. Yeah. So we have this year a huge encouragement for the female cooperation in judo. So we are trying to raise the numbers in judo with females. We actually from Brazil right now. We had in the past not many, but right now we have many, and we have, I think, the female very, very easily here to say, safely to say, we are the number ones now in our nation. So the female team are taking over the chair. They're stronger. We are like, I'd say, in few divisions we are the number one, and overall we are the fourth or fifth one. We always are beating the podium. So see, guys, judo is a universal sport, no discrimination, no problem whatsoever. If you want to try it on, please come in, join us. And if you are beside of Sensei team side, please join in, or maybe be in touch with any local judo club that for sure after COVID-19 will be desperate to welcome you on the mat. Awesome, Sensei. Very good. Asking you, oh, by the way, Sensei, what normally is were you having? What was your timetable when we were on our normal life? I don't even know what to call normal now, but yeah, on the previous setup way of life.
So our normal timetable in Killarney trainings Mondays and Thursdays. So Mondays at 7 o'clock we'd have kids who are a bit more competition ready. So we're moving them away from games as such to doing technical drills and competition strategy. Then we'd have a senior class, which would be a mix between white belts up to black belts at 8 o'clock
Mhm.
that night. And then on the Thursday class at 7 o'clock, we'd have the kids class where it's all of the kids. So you'd have 20, 30 kids on the mat running around, playing games, just having fun. For those kids, the important thing for them is just to introduce them to the base concepts, movement, getting them to learn how to tumble, making sure that they all have plenty of fun. They burn out so much energy during that class. And then we'd follow it up with our senior class at 8 o'clock till 9:30 then. And our senior
Uh,
class on a Thursday would just be a mix of drilling, different techniques, mix of groundwork, standing, and then finishing with some randori.
for the guys that are there and haven't heard about judo, what is judo? What is that? Guys, we mixed up wazas, techniques, from
Yeah.
when you are standing to where you maybe got thrown on the ground or you are trying to wrestling on the ground. So we have the combination of the techniques. We call it in the Japanese terminology tachiwaza to niwaza. So we go from standing to the ground where the bushidos, the guys, again, not the bushido, the warriors in the past used to, when they had the adaga or the katana or the sword or whatever they were using, they were trying to get a long distance range fight, and if they lost it, they were for the physical contact. And because of the armor, certain areas were really covered. Then they were trying to tuck the guy down, and from there try to pin or strangle, which it depends on the judo age you learn it, or apply jump techniques. So our master Jigoro Kano adapted a little bit the form of the old and not an efficient, really definitely that efficient weapon. He adapted this for the modern society. Find a way to educate the body, the mind, and be less harmed. So then that's what he was saying. We have trainings that we go for competition or hobby, approaching to games, approaching to the physical education. For those that want to go for the competition approach side, we have it as well to supply you, going from the standing attacks to the ground. But at the end of the day, we are all friends. We're all friends. It's all good. We are all good. Okay,
That's
since
because you can. That's because you can leave the fights on the mat, and you're like, okay, I got that on my system. We're good now. We're good.
yeah, this is one thing that we learn. We don't fight. We get the opportunity to get our friend to use him to get us in a better mode, as Sensei mentioned before, to be better than yesterday. And he also used my body and my waza, my technique to get better. So this is a mutual benefit. And we always say, if you didn't haven't learned yet how to deal with ego, we welcome you to put your ego outside of the mat. You step on and you decide if you want to get it or not get it. But on the mat, we don't have ego whatsoever, and there is no problem. If I fall 100 times, 101, I stand up, that's it. Awesome, Sensei. And knowing more about you, when did you start practice judo? Was it late or on your late age? Well, you're not that late, not that old, but I mean, on your 20s, 10s, or when you were like my son, since he just
Six.
stay from
Like
his mom.
I started at 6 years old because, like your son, my dad is a judo trainer, so I was born into
Oh,
it. That's,
you guys
you know,
have to at some stage. You have to learn.
it's that, like a lot of judo clubs around country and around the world. It just comes from families. Your parents did it, so you do it and pick it up. So yeah, I started 6 years old. Some of my earliest memories when I was a kid was sitting at the side of the mat, watching as my dad was teaching a judo class because he'd be
Awesome.
babysitting us while my mom would be working.
Awesome. That's one thing that I try to do for my son is not really overload him, but really try to get him beside me. Like, yeah, if you want to swim in this lake, you will know how to swim. That showed
Yeah.
you. If you don't want, that's fine. You choose your way. But you at least know that dad knows how to swim here, so don't really worry. And cool. By the way, if your sensei, if the dad, your dad, or your father is just beside you, please say hello, say good morning, my name, and then one day maybe I get to interview him as well. Hello, Sensei, and awesome stuff, Sensei. And Sensei, you mentioned previously is likely your work or your work along with your local club to the community. But could you give more detailed information of what is your help to your local dojo, your local club, and what is your help for your local community? And you can extend from your club helping the community or yourself helping the community.
So for the club, we're looking in Killarney. Let's see, we've got five coaches constantly. So in the local club, I assist with the kids classes and the adults classes. So I am always there for every training. Then with our local community, before COVID-19, we were originally going to set up a women only class for the first time ever that we've done it, because
Amazing.
we were trying to change the numbers. Now we're lucky in Killarney, we've had five female black belts over the years. But
Amazing.
if you compare that to the male black belts that have been produced, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And what I would like to do as soon as COVID is over is get those classes up and running. Because even when we do our Munster squads and we have all the clubs from all the different counties, there are more girls on the mats than boys. It's crazy. It's like
Amazing. That's amazing.
we had I think 20 girls 20 girls on the mats from different clubs and then 10 boys on the mats. It was 2/3. Like, I have no idea. That's never happened before, but it was great. It was
The
really great to
flowers
see.
of the mat. The flowers of the mat has the power. Go, come on.
And then the club, we also do. We were running a partnership with the Kerry Stars, who are a special needs group in Kerry, and teaching them how to do judo as well before COVID-19 forced everything in lockdown. So we did 5 weeks of training with them, which was great. Some of the, they really picked it up so quickly, and they were really eager to get going and wanted to continue the classes after we had done a couple of weeks of trial. So we're pretty good. So
That's
hopefully we
awesome.
can pick that up again.
So I'm not that old, but I was trained by some females. My sensei actually was unfortunate she passed away, but she was a very strong Brazilian female, And I had another one, sensei. She was the Olympic athlete, and I grew up hearing her stories or reading that Soraya Cesar, and what you are saying is I think this is the beginner, because I remember when she was saying that she was having lots of troubles and issues to find females on a mat, and then they didn't have enough investment, which right now here, before the COVID, there were financial incentive for these to get where there were uh, stimulations on how to produce more females athletes. And then after years and years and years, they start to get more, and then exchanging trainings and then exchanging techniques and getting others and others and others mixed up. And boom, right now, look, I tell you, they are wow,
Yeah, I
impressively, and
Raphael.
really good.
Yeah, was it Rafael Silva who got gold? She was the first to get gold in Brazil in 2016 in judo for Brazil.
Repeat that again.
Sorry, what was the name? Who was she who got gold in Rio in 2016? I can't think of her name, top of my
Oh,
head.
Rafaela Silva.
Yeah, I'm terrible at
Yeah.
pronunciations, but yeah.
No, no, no,
But
no,
like,
no.
just from her doing that, how many other judoka will she inspire going forward?
Oh, we have, see, as you mentioned, Rafaela, we have Mayra, and look, the French female team. Oh my God!
The
Try
female
to
team are amazing. They're absolutely amazing.
grab that kimono. You see, oh my God! And no, no joke, man. I joke about the flowers because they are flowers, but the flower has your spikes as well, like a rose. Oh my God! Well,
Yeah.
it's really great, and for you girls, well done, good job, great job. Keep doing that, keep pushing that, and it's not that we want only to develop a female team. We want to judo is for everyone, and but it's just we noticed that many males, or let's say boys, were more being formed as a black belt than the females, and we would like to increase these numbers. And well done for you guys, well done for the view, and then try to follow this path. And in locally, apart from that, do you guys cooperate with anything else that you want to mention? Let's say, have you guys noticed that it has decreased obesity, or the lack of not doing anything at all in the day, helping the kids in the school, anything like that?
So what we've done is one of our coaches who teaches the kids Monday's class has been working on kind of lesson plans to get the kids up and active and training even during this downtime. Now this is for the kids who compete a little bit more regularly so that they have a little bit more discipline so we can encourage them. And what we're going to try to do when the restrictions limit a little bit more is we're all going to go on a hike together to probably Mangerton just to build up, because like a club is the most important thing in the club is creating bonds with people, because if you're out on the mat you have someone cheering you on and they've always got your back and you've got their back. So we're working towards that, and we're going to have a meeting next weekend to discuss what we would like to start pushing a little bit more to keep our club going and developing.
Amazing, Sensei. Yeah, amazing. And well, I don't speak for the whole community of the judo, but from myself and from my dojo, I thank you in the name, let's say, of the Yoroi Dojo for helping us on this. Thanks so much, Sensei. Arigato, or Guramagosh. Sensei, now, Sensei, we are having very difficult times lately, honestly, I try to keep in this way, once we have our healthy, and then when I mean healthy, I mean physically and mentally,
Yeah.
we can go for the other step. And the fact that we are cocooning ourselves or preserving ourselves to get maybe infected, to affect the others that maybe are vulnerable or more vulnerable than us, make us
Mm.
judoka community judoists exercise the jita kyoe, the principle of, we don't only think on ourselves that are or we think we are super fit right now and forget about the others. No, we think everyone is vulnerable. Though we think we are
Yeah.
not, everyone is, and let's look after. But so at least we are healthy. For those that are not really healthy and are in a hospital, I'm really sorry, and I really wish you guys to recover fast. We are doing our best to try to aim you guys in this battle. But we do know that although we keep trying to keep positive uh, thoughts or thinking positively of, yeah, I'm cooperating and doing anything, there are negative sides that sometimes cross our mind, like, yeah, well, like my son was yesterday here saying, "Oh, daddy, when this he's only 4," he said, "When this virus will go away, because I miss my friends and our things." And I try to keep him very entertained or practicing lots of creating an agenda. So, Sensei, what in this very difficult time would you advise to us to maybe exercise or doing something that could help these little kids or grown-ups over there to mentally keep their healthy and you know be encouraged to keep going because we are winning this battle. Would you have any advice for these guys over there out there?
I think one of the things that's difficult with the lockdown is where it's frustrating and it's upsetting because it's hard to do things without seeing your friends. But one of the things I do suggest is if you are going to try to do any kind of if you're trying to do an exercise or stuff that'll keep you motivated, sometimes if you're doing the same old thing that you're doing before, like if you're going for a run or something like that, it can be a little monotonous. So I do encourage people to try different things that would keep them fit, but that they wouldn't have tried before. One thing I had picked up is like pick up a new strange hobby that is attainable, but it's a little bit difficult. I picked up skipping during the week. I think I hit myself 20, 30 times on my first go, and I couldn't get over one or two jumps. But there are other like small things, like if you're really struggling, do the social stuff you can do with your family. Play a game of basketball. All this kind of stuff helps to keep you fit, keep you going. And if you're looking for judo specific drills, there's plenty of them out there. There's some great content by Ben Skillscorn from Camberley Judo Club. There's excellent content beyond grappling, and Darcel Yanzi, who's actually the French coach, constantly posts excellent content of how you can keep yourself active. But the important thing is, if you are really struggling, always talk to someone. Like, I can't get over that because it's the most crucial thing. Even without the exercise, talk to someone. And if you can, train together a little bit, obviously provided the rules, but just talking is
Yeah.
more
Because
important. Your mental health
remember,
during this crisis is more important than your physical.
yeah. And as you mentioned, we senseis we are doing lots of activities online, and you guys can follow us, can follow others, and as long as you keep the line that first your safety and your integrity is really important. Don't do anything that, yeah, you may watch lots of ninja tutorials, but don't try to be a ninja right now. Keep it simple, keep it cool, keep it safe. But yeah, so and at the end of the day, please guys, approach your sensei, approach anyone, talk, and although you can't talk, use sign language, write, whatever, because we humans we need to. Before, many guys were saying, "No, I'm not a social guy," but now that you are trapped inside, you found out that you are not that anti-social guy that you were thinking at all. So yeah, at the end of the day, we need to socialize. And yeah, I get that. And guys, as he said, plenty of hydration, water. Good. Try to get some sun, or try to pick up some positive side of whatever it's on your hand, because the bad side always will be there, and it's up to you to make it bad, worse, or slightly positive.
Yeah, I think talking your coaches. I've talked to a few coaches during this crisis, and they are eager to help as well. So if you want something or maybe a lesson plan, it's no harm reaching out to your coach, asking them, because I know everybody's eager to get back training as well because it's been a couple of weeks.
Oh my God. To say now, you mentioned before, and I just would like to ask one more time. Do you have
Yeah,
any judo kind of quote, any judo quote that inspired?
I think better than yesterday is a quote I always remember. I think it's a really crucial one because like you don't need to be better than anybody else on any day. You don't need to be better than them, but you need to just be better than what you are. And actually, I have a story. I told you about it before of my
Mhm.
downgrading. Um,
I had
and
forgotten that, to be honest. And then I saw
yeah,
you told me that. I said, ah, that's true, that's true.
yeah, we like for those who don't know, myself and yourself, we fought when we were both going for our black belts. And the first time we fought, I think you kicked my ass in 30 seconds or less with a really, really good Uchimata. I remember because Donald was screaming your name at the side of the mat. And I think I had I had 90 points. For those who don't know the Irish judo grading system, you earn 10 points if you get an ippon. You've got a year to get your black belt, and ippon is when you win by throwing your opponent flat on their back or pinning them down or choking them, strangling, armbar, depending on how you win. But I remember you beat me that time, and it wasn't. I felt that I had let myself down because I didn't put up as much of a fight as I should have. So I felt like I had let myself down. So a couple months later, I'm back at the downgrading. You're there again. Now, what happens next is kind of funny because, like, I had my first fight. I was fighting great judoka from Trinity. He was my last fight. He was big, tall guy, 6'4". I was like 5'11" at the time, 73 kilos, so it's quite light. And he put his arm down my back in the first 5 seconds, and I had been training how to do counters because I was just lighter than the rest. So I picked him up and threw him. I got my last 10 points. But because there was limited bodies on the day, I ended up having to fight again um, after getting my points for my black belt. And I was fighting you for the next contest. And I had nothing on the line, nothing to win, nothing to achieve, but I just wanted to prove myself in the fight that I was better than I was the last time we fought.
That's
Oh,
great.
I remember that fight because it was just scraps. Honestly, it was you and me throwing like constantly trying to get each other for four. I think it was going on 4 minutes, and you know one of those fights where you can feel your body just being worn down because you're constantly giving it your all.
4 minutes.
Uh,
Oh my God. Is it like,
it went on. It went on longer.
oh,
The
I
fight
see.
ended 4 minutes. What happened is I gone into a throw, and I think just from sheer fatigue, I knocked you, and I got the hold down, and it was like 4 minutes 40 seconds on the clock, and I was like, okay, I'm happy with this. I got it.
That's
I've
great.
proven that I will not get thrown by a Uchi mat in 30 seconds.
No,
It's just one of those things where you just want to be better than what you were.
that's awesome. So, and then that's the thing. I as a coach, and not as only a coach, as a personal judoka, or in my personal life, I follow exactly the same. Sometimes, you see, competition is very risky because everyone wants the metal, the damn
Yeah.
metal in their chest. Everyone wants that. Who doesn't? Let's not be how am I going? Let's try to pronounce this word hypocrite. Help me,
Hypocrite.
please, help me. What?
Yeah.
How to pronounce that
Hypocrite.
word? Hypocrite.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone wants that. But guys, as you go to Canada and once you get older, you learn that that's a consequence. If you let yourself down because of this, you are only taking that particular moment that this person maybe got it because he trained, maybe he was lucky enough to get it, or maybe you did a mistake that can happen. That's why you are out there in the competition to try
Yeah.
with not training partners to see if it works. If it didn't, you come back, you put your head up, and then you try again, you learn again. And in this way, if you get stronger, say, oh, he blocked my ultimata now. I have to change in another way. Oh, and he know I have to block that ultimata because that was too early. I think that grip supposed to be adjusted or more stiff here. You see, that's the good thing because we are always constantly trying to progress ourselves, to learn from that. And that's judo. Instead of put your head down. Ah, I lost. You know, the format. If you keep too much focus on the medal, you'll be stopped because you always will find someone that will put you in trouble. But if you keep on the judo spirit of always trying to get constantly improving yourself, tomorrow, as I always say, don't celebrate too much if you are the first one today, because tomorrow the same one that you won can beat you, and vice versa. So amazing, amazing sharing that. Actually, I'm glad to make part of this. You know, when you mentioned that, I saw your father's picture. I said, I don't remember to have what him, but he said, yeah, well, well, whatever, because I fought many guys, and then you showed me your picture. Ah, I remember him, and then that's awesome, Sensei. It's great
I
concept.
think
I do follow that and try to put that for my students as well.
I think it's not the most important thing with these competitions. You don't have to prove anything to anyone at these competitions. You just have to prove it to yourself that you can do it.
That's true. And that's what
So
judo
like
is. It's all about how your grip. It's not only think on yourself. You benefit the other, but
yeah,
as you mentioned, you are proving to yourself that you have to improve or not to improve or yes, and that's great and that's amazing. And for you guys out there, I struggled a lot on my competitions time when I was very young, and well, then I learned. It's like you know, after like my 20s, I said, because I got very frustrated. The competition can build you or break you. It can
yeah,
make you or completely destroy you. Because I was very focused on trying to be the national champion in my country, which is really hard. Be a world champion, Olympic champion. When I couldn't get it, I could get a very good level, but not a national champion level. It
yeah.
broke my mind for about 2 years, and then I didn't want to wear a kimono, and they said that's gone, that's it. And then I learned that, hey man, come on, judo is better than that, it's bigger than that. Competition is only one slice of the pizza, of the whole pizza. You have kata, you have coaching, you have training, you have competition, and you have a better man or a better father, a better husband. So that's it, my friend. Indeed, I completely agree. Progress, push it forward. Sensei, do you have any final comments? And before I say that, before I forget, guys, Sensei has an Instagram page and a Facebook. What is your Instagram page and Facebook if someone wants to join you, Sensei?
Just Killarney Judo on Facebook and Instagram. Best way to get in contact with me because I'm always posting up different content just about our club, our history, and some training drills.
If you guys are around his area, please visit him. If it's too far for you to visit him, his dojo, find other dojo. If you can't train judo, no problem. Train any sport that benefit your life and make you feel better. And if you are here in County Meath, please visit us in Navan. If not here, visit anywhere you can. But please make something and invest in your life because as you invest in your life, you will be able to get the investment back to you and give it back to others. Sensei, any final comments or any final thing that you wish to say that I didn't have, we didn't have a chance to say that, and or maybe I cut you, and
Yeah,
please your final
yeah.
comments.
I just want to say, firstly, thanks to everyone who's watching this. Thank you for yourself because I've enjoyed your interviews. I enjoyed your one with Leo a couple of weeks back. There's a lot of great, I think there's a lot of kind of great momentum in judo in Ireland at the moment, and people are trying new things. I think there's a lot more hope than there used to be. But if you've ever considered joining judo and you're scared of whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. I've when I was in college, I taught people who were complete beginners who had never tried it, who were in their 20s. At home, we've trained people who've been in their 40s and 50s joining the mat as a white belt, and some of them have kept going for years, long-term practitioners. Or even if you dropped out of the sport for a while and you're scared of coming back to it, you're always welcome. I don't think any coach would ever turn you away. They'd always be delighted to see you. Um, yeah, that's it. Just if you're ever interested, you're always welcome.
You mentioned
Always.
one point that I thank you for reminding me, guys. If you are students at any university in Ireland, please make check out because you may have a judo club in your university. Like I coach UCD currently, and you coach at.
I was coaching UCC for several
Oh,
years
you
with
are.
David Prince.
So
Uh,
hello to the UCC guys over there. So please join, and we have many ways to try to give you judo for maybe helping your life. And to say, I really thank you. And for the guys on the Instagram, do you have any question, please? I have one here. Maida Ota, I want to thank your audience. And I have three others join us on Instagram. Mrs. Jack, I thank you for your audience. They have one question on YouTube. I just will go there to see if I can pick their question,
yeah.
and you just reply to their question. Actually, that's very new to me because I don't know how to get questions from YouTube. I really was expecting to get that from the Instagram. Let me see here. Hold on a second. Okay, I got it. Was easier than I thought. Ooh, we are scared not to be thrown on the ground, but we're scared of technologies on the. Oh my god! So we got it. Let me see. What's the word that describe you as a sensei? That was Maida Ota question. Let's see. Good vibes. Good vibes to you too.
Really, that's a really, really good word. Oh God, I'm caught now.
It's hard. It's live. It's live.
It's very
Live.
hard. Because I've been coaching since I was 19, so this is my 7th year of it, and I've coached adults. I'm only after transitioning to kids during the year. I think word the word that I'd use to describe me. Um,
Don't be shy. I
oh,
know it's hard to talk about yourself, and don't be shy. Just share your thought, maybe your impression. You'd be surprised.
I
Maybe
think
others have better or much other points that you didn't think yet. And it's so hard to talk about ourselves. I know.
it's
I'm
so hard.
the
I think the word that I'd use to describe me, just in one word, I'd go for just probably practical. When I'm teaching any of my, when I've taught anyone, I kind of adapt how I adapt judo to fit them a little bit more, because sometimes when you go to different classes, you have coaches where they have like something they're really good at. Like we all have our best technique, um, but what our best technique is won't necessarily fit every single person in the class. So we have to modify it depending on who we're training with. So what I like to do and what I really enjoyed in college is I would take, people aside and work on a skill that would help them.
That's great. So
Um,
you personalize, you kind of personalize, or you fraction the part of this training to help individuals with their own needs. That's, in other words, what you're trying to say. Did I get it right
yeah,
or not?
yeah, no, that's right. I prefer personalizing different training. So because some people love it, like for myself, right? I love hold downs. I personally love them. Pins are great. Chokes, all right. Arm bars, I never really do, but hold downs, I love them. I think they're great because it's a nice way to wrap up. But other people might be a little bit quicker, or they might be a little speedier. So pulling off a good arm bar like Jujigatami would come a lot easier to them. So I drilled
Okay.
that for them.
Just one sec, sorry to interrupt. Just one sec. Hold on tight. We have more 14 minutes to go. If you guys from Instagram would like to make any other question, type your question here while Sensei is replying, because then we have time to get one more question. Sorry, Sensei.
No, I was just saying, depending on the student, I like teaching them different techniques to fit their skill set. Because there's so many techniques, and I think there's a lot of good analysis that came out of the Rio Olympics of what people's best techniques were, depending on what weight category they were fighting in. So that'd be stuff I'd like looking up, because it's interesting that there's some key throws that are universal, like Morote Sienag is constant across it. Uchimata is typically used primarily with the bigger, say the 90 kilos, 100 kilos, and women it'd be 70 plus. And then what do people use when they're a little lighter, they're a bit faster? So I quite enjoy that research because it gives you a better way of tailoring to your students to get the best out of them.
That's great, Sensei. That's great. Uh, I'm just trying to check here. I hope that reply to Myra Ota. So his correct risk is personalized for individuals, which I agree with you that we have different body types. When we teach judo, sometimes I have students that, yeah, why don't you teach this technique or that? What we normally do for the baseline is you get as much contact as possible with many techniques that, according to your body type, will suit your gene, personality, and characteristics. So your physical characteristics will feel better techniques for you than I feel. And I do
Yeah,
have my special skills that benefit my own style and personality, but then after you get the baseline, we build up personally individual settings or different attacks, defenses, or situations from your own approach where it can be built on the competition or technical point of view or training. So agree with you. Well done. And do we have any other questions from the audience? I will just wait one more minute, and just telling you guys in advance, I thank your audience. Lovely! Yay! We didn't get an issue with the connections today. No internet connections, no crashes. Great stuff. I'm so glad. I was sweating down, up and down, going to the stairs, trying to fix and troubleshoot the router because we got disconnected last week. And then when I
yeah,
came back, I thought I had lost the interview. And then after 5 days, I found it on the server. So, oh yeah. But in saying that, next Saturday we're gonna have one amazing interview. All of the interviews are amazing, and we are following the same path on next week with one sensei, a French sensei, fifth dan, that traveled the world and visited many dojos in different parts of the world. He actually wrote a book telling about his judo approach to these visits. and many other things that you can buy it online, I'd say, and I think that's gonna contribute to the community here in Ireland a lot. And I would like to hear from him his experience and get this chit chat sharing that at the end of the day has to add for our judo and judokas outside over there a lot. Because although I have my personal goals for my dojo and my students, at the end of the day, we are a judo community, and together we are stronger. I really wish one day we get lots of athletes, females and males, representing us in the Olympic Games, and we are, come on Ireland, go boys and green, boys and girls in the green, or something like that. So that's our small share of contribution on the mats, outside of the mats, and it's gonna probably be on 10 to 11. And if you can't join that, you can later on catch up on YouTube or Facebook. Sensei, it's long. Thanks so much for you guys that
Thank
are
you
there.
so much.
That was a pleasure. Stay safe, stay
You
cool,
too.
stay healthy. Sayonara. All the
Hopefully
best.
we'll,
Bye
hopefully
bye.
we'll train once this
Thank
is
you
over.
so much. Bye bye.
I know.